All right, I just want to, my name is Angela Williams. I'm the leader of the Lifestyle Changers team, and I just want to welcome you to um, our new consultant training. And so to get started, anytime you start in any type of business opportunity, the very first thing I always ask people is, what is it that you want? You know, what do you believe myEcon can do for you? Everybody join myEcon for different reasons. Some people join because they just want to apply the wealth strategies in their life. Some people join because they actually really wanted to build a big business or build an asset that can pay them in the future. So you have to decide what it is that you want. Now, if it's for the wealth strategies, I always ask people, what is their extra income goal? Meaning in the next 30 to 90 days, how much extra income would you like to have coming into your household? And I want people to actually write that number down. You know, think about what you want and write that number down, because that will help us determine what you need to be doing on a daily basis in order to hit that number. Now, the next thing that I ask people is, what is your long-term income goal? So you might want to make an extra two, three, $600 a month, but do you have a long range vision? Do you want to retire early? You know, you don't have to work to 65. I mean, 65 is not a retirement age. That's retirement is when you have enough money coming in to support your lifestyle. So you can, if you in your 20s, that could be 35 for you. It could be 40. If you in your 60s, it don't have to be 65. So I want to know, how much is it going to take for you to fire your boss? So if you need to make sure that you have a vehicle in place where you're making $4,000 or $5,000 a month, we would want to know that, because once again, we're going to help you create an income producing activity plan to get you to that number. So once you decide what it is that you want and you write it down, because I honestly believe you got to write it down, make it plain. You got to set goals. It can't just sit in your head. You got to write them down so that they become real to you. And then once you have those goals, you can share those goals with your sponsor, or you can share those goals with me, and I will sit back and do the calculations and come up what your plan of action needs to be in order for you to hit that number. Now, the next thing that I always recommend for people to do is, once you know your why for being in this business, once you set up goals for yourself for being in this business, the next thing that I want you to do is, I want you to turn your goals, your written goals, into visual goals. So if you had the amount of money coming in that you desire, what type of lifestyle would you want to create? What type of lifestyle do you want to live? And what I do is, I want you to create a dream board and put visual images of what it is that you want. So, you know, I put one part of my dream board, because my dream board is actually two different boards. But for example, I said I want to lose 75 pounds, right? So I said I'm going to lose 75 pounds, and I'm going to drop 50 pounds by next year, May 25th, which is my birthday. And what I did is, I found a picture of a girl whose legs I love. So I put them on my dream board because I'm going to work to get that body. I also have some personal vacation goals for myself. I do want to go to Africa. You know, I do want to go to Hawaii. I do want to go to Dubai. So I make sure that I put that on my dream board so I can keep my vision in front of me. There, even though right now the vehicle that I'm driving, it is paid off, but I still do have some toys that I would like to purchase for myself. And my desire is, when I purchase these toys, I'm either paying for it in cash, or I'm at least putting 50 to 75% down and financing the rest. So my desire is not to get another car note, you know, because that's just another debt. But these are some vehicles that I want to have. I also want to make sure that my son have about $1 million in his bank account. That's my desire. And because I have a son, my desire is that I want him to have options outside of just going to school, going to college, and then trying to find a job. I want to put myself in a position where I can allow my son to start a business if that's what he wants to do once he graduates from college. So I want to put him a fund together. You know, my parents are absolutely amazing. They've worked hard all their life. Um, my mom is already retired, but my dad retired too, but he can't sit still. So he's still working another job. But I do want to make it where I pay their house off for them. So that is just one of the goals that I have for them, and they're on here. And then I have goals that are outside of myEcon because I have my own cosmetic business. You know, I do internet marketing, training, and coaching and branding. So there's a lot of things that I want to do outside of myEcon. So the whole point of myEcon was to get people in a position where they get their financial house in order so that they can start launching dream businesses, buying franchises, investing in a level and creating an asset that'll pay them over time. So that's the dream. So my dream is 3 million in the bank minimum. I'm already 100% debt free. So I did reach that goal. And right now my focus is generating a $10,000 minimum of $10,000 a month income. So get your dream boards, put them pictures out there, because what you visualize and what you say to yourself will become your reality. So you have to write it down, then you have to visualize. Okay. And so what I tend to do in the morning twice a day, you know, I meditate and I pray. So whatever your faith is, or whatever your spiritual base is, you want to make sure that you're connected, you know, and you want to do it on a consistent basis. And when I meditate on the new me, you know, so I constantly speak to myself as if I'm a third person, you know. I'm like, I'm beautiful, you know, I'm powerful, I'm a millionaire, I attract money to me, I am in Africa, I am surfing on the beach in Hawaii. That's how I think every day, twice a day. And then I record it on my iPhone audio and I listen to it at night before I go to bed. And what that does is, the reason why you want these dream boards. And my dream board, I didn't actually use a poster board. I just opened up Microsoft Word. And then I went on Google and typed in images and found images and just pasted on the Word. That way it's a 8x10. And I can print multiple copies out and I can paste them throughout my house. So I have my dream board in my bedroom behind the door. I got them on refrigerators. I got them on screens of my phones, constantly keeping the vision in front of me, because business goes up and down. And sometimes you ride high and then sometimes you hit a slow moment, but you got to keep that dream in front of you so that you keep going, because it's easy to give up. It's really easy to give up. It's hard this business is simple, but it's hard to maintain and to be consistent with it. So you got to keep the dream in front of you. Now, the next thing that I want people to do, I do have a time management worksheet that can be sent to you. And because I honestly believe that you have to make your business fit within the lifestyle that you already have. So what I did is I created this worksheet, and I kind of did Monday through Saturday. I kind of left Sunday off. And I know some people, depending on their religion, they may take Saturday off and they may work on Sundays. It just depends on what their faith is. But for the most part, I just did a spreadsheet Monday through Saturday. And what I want people to do is write in their life. So if you work a job from 8 to 5, Monday through Friday, then you may write job in those time slots. If you have times where you're exercising, you want to fill that in. If you, I even put in the time that I do my meditation and prayer. I jot everything. Once you jot your current life in this worksheet, the empty spaces is where myEcon can fit in. You know, because some people tell me they ain't got time. You got time, but you've been busy doing things that is not producing income for you. So you have to fit myEcon in there. So the best way to do that is to write a schedule. Now you may find you only have an hour or so to focus on myEcon, and that's fine. It's just what you do within those hours. Okay, so the only thing that you're doing within those hours is showing people about the business, letting them watch a webinar, or maybe you might be handing out a business card or a postcard or something to somebody, or that's all you really should be doing in your myEcon time, is putting the business, putting the products in front of people. So time management is key. Now, what I do tell people is, once you schedule the time, let your family know what your business hours are. That way, you're not with your family when you're supposed to be doing myEcon, and you're not doing myEcon when you're supposed to be with your family. That's how you keep balance. Because I've been in the network marketing industry since 1999, and I have had relationships that fell apart because I was so consumed on a business and not on the family. So it is important that we have that time management in place. Now, the next thing that I want to make sure that you do is that you download the apps to your phone. So the first app you're going to download is the myEcon app. And so if you have an Apple phone, you'll go to the Apple Store. And if you have an Android, you're going to go to Google Play. And then you can just type in myEcon, and it should pull up the myEcon business app. So you want to make sure that you download that to your phone. Now, what I do like about the myEcon business app is that you can actually pull up, and you can see it right here. You can actually pull up the myEcon business presentation right on your phone, and people can watch a presentation from your phone. There's also documents. So you can download the training manuals. I think you can download some of the tax laws right under documents on the app in your phone. You also can enroll somebody right from the app on your phone. So where it says join the team, you click that button and it pulls up the application, and all you got to do is hand your phone to your prospect and they can sign up right through your phone. There's also a feature, and it's called contacts. And what it does is it allows you to send a text message to the phone numbers that is in your phone. So if you want to start introducing some people to your business, you want to start piquing their interest, they have pre-written text messages that you can send out step by step. So they'll say, step 1, send this text out. If they respond to you, you go to step 2 and you send the next text out. So I thought that was pretty cool, because a lot of people say they don't have anybody to talk to. And then I pull up their phone and I realize they got 400 phone numbers in their phone. You got plenty of people to talk to, okay? So that's a feature that I love. The second app that you want to make sure that is downloaded to your phone is the Cash Flow Manager. So you want to make sure that the Cash Flow Manager app is downloaded to your phone, because this just makes record keeping even more simple, because if you don't have access to a computer, you can always use your phone. Now, I am going to go through the Cash Flow Manager, but the one reason why I want you to download the Cash Flow Manager to your phone is over here to your right. There is a button that says GPS Track Mileage. When you actually click this button through your phone, it is going to ask you, do you give them permission to monitor your location, basically. And when you say yes, it will automatically track the miles that you drive on your car. So at the end of the year, you can say, I drove 10,000 miles, 5,000 miles, and it's going to make tax reporting so simple, because you are reimbursed 53.5 cents for every mile that you drive. So when you're going somewhere, if you can remember, what I tend to do is cut this GPS on, and I never cut it off, because I cannot remember every time I get in my car to click the GPS. I just don't. So I cut it on and it just never cut off. So I'm just going to have a whole year-to-date total. Okay. So these are the 2 apps that you want to make sure you download. Now, you should have already income shift. When you are sponsored into this business, it is your sponsor's responsibility to make sure that your W-4 is filled out correctly. And the first page is what most people see. They never see the second page, because they assume if you're working a job, you don't have a business. So most of the time they don't show you how to do the W-2, the second page. And most HR people are not even trained on that. You know, people think that the W-4 is just about how many kids you have. And there is a wealth of money that is in the W-4. And the IRS tells you to update your W-4 every single year. They also encourage you to adjust your W-4 when your personal or financial situation changes. So when you join a business, your financial situation changes. If you get married, get divorced, have children, your personal situation changes. So I've met a lot of people who've been working for 10, 20, 30 years, and they've only filled out their W-4 once. But a lot of life situations have happened to them. So we want to make sure that the W-4 is corrected. Very quickly, I'm just going to run through the lines just in case somebody has not adjusted their W-4. So the very first line says, enter 1 for yourself if no one else can claim you as a dependent. So if nobody else is following you on their taxes, you're going to enter a 1. On line B, it says enter 1 if you're single and you have 1 job, if you're married and have 1 job, but your spouse does not work, or your wages from your second job is less than $1,500. Now, for most people, they're going to enter 1. Okay. Now, if you're married and your spouse work, you're going to enter 0. Line C, enter 1 for your spouse. So if you are married, that's where you can claim your, you can use your spouse as an allowance. Some people use 0 anyway, but I always tell them put your 1. On line D, you go enter the number of dependents that you are going to claim on your tax return. Okay, so it says enter, so depending on how many kids you have. Okay, so if you have 3 children, then you're going to enter 3. If you have 2 children, you're going to enter 2. You do not claim yourself on this line. D is strictly for dependents. On line E, you get additional exemptions if you're going to file head of household. So if you're going to file head of household, and head of household, you can't be married. You have to be single, and you have to have children, or you're single and you're taking care of a dependent. So if you are single and let's say your mom or your father, your grandmother lives with you and you're responsible for their expenses, or you're responsible for paying more than 50% of the expenses of anybody living in the house with you, then you can claim head of household. If you are married, you cannot claim head of household, and it don't matter if you make more money than your spouse. You can't claim head of household if you're married. On F, you get to claim 1 if you pay more than $2,000 in dependent care. So this is basically daycare expenses. If it's over $2,000 in a year, and in order for you to claim this, you have to get some type of receipt at the end of the year, you know, where you paying somebody, they're giving you a receipt. So if you're paying a family member and they're not claiming that income on their taxes, then don't claim it. But if you are paying somebody, they are a qualified a daycare provider, they are filing their taxes, they are giving you receipts, and it's over $2,000, you can claim that allowance. Now on line G is the child tax credit. And basically what they're saying is if you are single and you make less than $70,000, you get to enter 2 for each eligible child, then less 1 if you have 2 or more children. So say, for example, if you got 1 child, you're going to enter 2. If you got 2 children, it's 2 plus 2, which will give you 4, minus 1, which will give you 3. So if you got 2 children, you're going to enter 3. Now, if you have 4 kids, that's 4 times 2, which is 8, minus 1, that is 7. Okay? Now, line H requires you to add up all the lines from A through G. And whatever that number is, that is what you're going to put on line H. Now, most people, it's extra money in their W-4 on the first page just from them having it filled out incorrectly. And let's say they're not even in a business. Page 1, you don't have to be in a business, but is it filled out correctly? There's extra money right there. Now, the second page is the worksheets. And at the bottom of this W-4 right here on the first page, it says, if you plan to itemize or claim adjustments to income and you want to reduce your withholdings, see the deductions and adjustments worksheet on page 2. So we're going to go to page 2. Now, the people who can fill out page 2 of the W-4 is people who file itemized tax deductions at the end of the year. They file itemized, and that's usually people who own a home. Number 2 is people who have a home-based business, okay? So on line 1, it says, enter an estimate of your 2017 itemized deductions. So what you'll know off the back with this worksheet is that these don't have to be actual numbers. These are estimates of your expenses. Now, if you filed itemized last year, then I will tell you to go to your 2016 income tax return, find your itemized deduction section, and enter that total in line 1. Because the itemized deduction section is going to calculate how much your mortgage interest was, your this real estate taxes on your house, if you did any charitable contributions, medical expenses, all of that. So you're going to put that on line 1. On line 2, you are going to write in line 2 based on your filing status. So if you're married, on line 2, you're going to put $12,700. If you're head of household, $9,000. If you're single, $6,350. Okay. Line 3 is you're going to subtract line 1 from line 2. So here's what I want you to understand. If you are helping somebody fill out the second page of the W-4, if they do not have a home, you're going to put 0 in line 1 because they're not itemizing. So you can put 0 in line 1. Line 2, you're going to enter their number. Now, line 3 says subtract 1 from line 2 from 1. And if that number is 0 or a negative number, you're just going to enter 0. So let's say, for example, if somebody did not have a house and they didn't itemize and they put 0 and they're single. So the second line is say 6,350. But if you subtract 6,350 from 0, you're going to get negative 6,350. So on line 3, it's going to be 0. So most of the time I tell people, if a person don't have a house and they don't itemize, just put 0 in line 1, line 2, and line 3. If they are itemizing and they do have a home, you're going to put that total in line 1, subtract line 2. If it is negative, if it still gives you a negative number, write 0. Okay, so now go to line 4. Line 4 is basically where you're going to enter the estimate of your write-offs at the end of the year. So what I tell people to do is keep it really, really basic to your basic living expenses. So your rent, you wouldn't do your mortgage because your mortgage would be in line 1 because you do itemized deductions. But your rent, your car note, your cell phone bill, your utility bills, the gas that you put in your car insurance. If you eat outside of groceries, like you can't write off your groceries as business expenses. But if you go to a restaurant, you can make that a tax deductible event. So what we do, and the person who sponsored you can give you a little worksheet that asks you the different basic personal expenses that you have. You're going to add that up and you want a yearly total. So you go through your monthly expenses and then you multiply it by 12. You're going to put that number on line 4. So let's say that's $20,000. If you add up your rent, your car notes, and gas, and insurance, and all that stuff, it comes to $20,000. You will write $20,000 in line 4. Line 5 says add 3 and 4 together. So of course, if your line 3 is 0, then you just going to carry line 4 down to line 5. Line 6 says enter an estimate of your non-wage income. This is for people who have money tied up into investments. So whether you got some bonds or you got a lot of money in the bank and they pay you interest at the end of the year, or they pay you interest monthly, or you got stocks that pay out dividends, that income, estimated income, you can enter on line 6. Line 7 says subtract line 6 from line 5. For most people, they don't have anything for line 6, so it's 0. So they just bring line 5 all the way down to line 7. Line 8 says divide the number on line 7 by 40, 50. So if you had $20,000 in estimated basic living expenses, you're going to divide 20,000 basically by 4,000. And on line 9, it's going to tell you what your additional allowances would be. So if you take 4,000 from 20,000, that's 5. So on line 9, you're going to write 5. On line 10, you're going to take the number from line 9 and add in line H from the first page. So you may find that your total deductions on line 10 could be 8, or it could be 10. The highest I've seen, I think, was 14. But this is the number that on line 10, that's the number that you're going to fill out at the bottom of your W-4, where they say the total number of allowances you would like to claim. You're going to put that total number from line 10. And so people don't realize the gold mine that's sitting in their W-4. And that's because they've never been trained on it. And you would think that the high schools would teach W-4, because a lot of people get out of high school and they may not go to college. They go get into the workforce. You would think that they would want you to know how the W-4 works. So I'm surprised it's not taught in high school. So this is how you get extra money on your paycheck. So what I want to do right now is, you know what, I want to get out of this presentation, and I want to find, there is something that I had put together last night. Here we go. Because I want people to truly understand. Can you see this? Can you see the picture I just put up on the screen? Let me see. Okay. Okay. Can you see this picture?
Yeah.
Okay, here we go. Now, this is what I want people to understand, because I think it's a misconception out there where people think that myEcon is just getting more money back on your paycheck. No, the point of myEcon is to get you to a point to where you are building wealth. And so what I have done is I have put together the 12 steps, the 12 wealth building steps. So basically what is happening is once you come into myEcon, I do have a money management webinar that I do want you to watch. And it's basically telling you what to do with the additional money that you get in your paycheck after you adjust your W-4. That money is not designed for people to upgrade their lifestyles or to just spend the money. That money is designed for people to save and to get out of debt. So if you're doing myEcon, these are the 12 steps to doing myEcon. So the very first thing that we want you to do when you get that extra money in your paycheck is, number one, we want you to start building your $1,000 emergency savings account. So your first goal is you want $1,000, and that $1,000 will be in your savings account attached to your bank. The second goal that you want to meet is you want to build a $3,000 mini emergency account. So in addition to the $1,000, you want another $3,000 that you're going to set aside for emergencies, but you're going to put that $3,000 not into your savings account. You're going to put that $3,000 into a money market account. And when you go through the money management workshop, I tell you where to go to find the best banks that are paying out the highest percentages rates and interest rates for money market accounts. The third thing that you want to work on in myEcon is you want to start going and beginning to watch the videos in our credit repair education portal, because it is important to us that you start increasing your credit score. So this is something that you can do simultaneously to building your emergency fund. So as you build in your emergency fund, you want to start working on your credit. And in that education portal, it takes you step by step how to pull your credit report, how to list what debts you want to dispute, how to read your credit report, all those things. Because if you focus on this, you should see an increase in your credit score in the next 30 to 90 days. Now, step 4 is debt elimination. And so one thing that we want you to do, and again, when you watch the money management workshop, it'll explain it to you. I want you to get all your bills together. And I want you to write down all the debt, everything that you need to pay off, from credit cards, car notes, student loans, even mortgage payments. We want you to list those debts out. What I also want you to do is maybe take if you use your debit card to pay for things, pull your last 3 bank statements. And what I want you to do is highlight all the things that you bought that wasn't a necessity to your basic living. So if it wasn't rent, it wasn't utilities, it wasn't cell phones and things like that, I want you to highlight it. Because what I do want you to see is where your money is going. And that way you can create a budget and you can eliminate some wasteful spending so you can increase your cash flow. So what we want you to do is we want you to eliminate your debt, and then we teach you how to pay that debt off again with that extra money that's coming in your paycheck. So when you watch the webinar, what you're going to learn is if you income shift your paycheck, and let's say you're getting an extra $500 a month, we teach you to do 50-50. Take 50% of that money and apply it to your emergency savings so you can build that up, and take the other 50% and start paying off debt. And you pay one debt off at a time. And there's 3 different approaches that you can use, and we're going to train on that later, but I do train on 2 of the ways that you can pay off your debt in the money management workshop. Okay, so people, it's important that people understand that. So when I tell people that they can join myEcon without selling or recruiting, what I'm saying is you focus on the strategies. If you take that extra money and you build your savings and you pay off your debt, your life is changing because your cash flow is increasing, and you didn't have to sell or recruit nobody, just apply the strategies. Now, step 5 is once you have your $1,000 savings set up, once you have your $3,000 savings set up, you want to increase that savings until you get at least 6 months of your living expenses saved. And I put 12 months, 6 months to 12 months. I like to work off of 12 months. I like to have a year of my living expenses saved. When I was in corporate America, I did it then because in case you get laid off, you still need to pay your bills. So 6 to 12 months. Now that money, you're going to be wrapping it up into CDs or bonds. You're never going to have more than $1,000 sitting in your savings account because they're not paying you enough interest. So you got to put it in different vehicles. Step 6 is I teach you how to start doing baby investing, basically getting your feet wet to learning the stock market. So 3 apps that I have people download to their phone. And again, you'll see that in the money management workshop. I have you download Stash so that you can start investing into ETF funds. I have you download Stockpile because Stockpile allows you to purchase individual stocks, or you can buy a percentage of a stock. So for example, Amazon is like $1,000. So if you don't have $1,000, you normally wouldn't be able to buy Amazon, but Stockpile allows you to buy fractional shares. So you can buy $50, $100, $250 worth of Amazon, and you still a percentage holder. So Stockpile is awesome. And then of course we have Acorn that you can download to your phone, where if you put your credit cards and attach it to Acorn and your debit cards, every time you buy something, they round the number and put the difference of them cents into your Acorn account that you can actually invest and make money off of the little extra change that can be saved every time you spend money. Okay. But when you watch the money management workshop, it goes over this. Line 7 is we do teach you how to generate additional business income. So if you income shift your paycheck and you're not excited about the extra money in your check, maybe you feel like you need more, then you need to promote the business. So you promote the business by generating business income. So you can send people to your website, they can order from your website, and you can make money. The second option that you can do to increase your cash flow is you can find other educators who want to get into the community and teach people these strategies. And so every time you enroll a new educator, you're getting paid for the referral. So that's why you're building a team, and you can build a team over time. So that's an option for you. Now, if a person decides that they don't want to do step 7, they don't have to. They can just do the strategies, change their life. Number 8 is once you get in the habit of investing on a baby perspective, you get to graduate into the adulthood and actually open up a real brokerage account. So we're going to show you how to open up a brokerage account with Ameritrade or E-Trade or Fidelity, where you can start purchasing individual stocks as well. I also have an investment club that's actually going to be launching. For new consultants, it's probably a little bit too early for you all, but I got an investment club that's actually going to be launching September 29th is the deadline for everybody to be in, and then we're going to go live October 7th. And basically what we're all doing, we're all putting up about $700, and we are using collective pooling of our money. So we may have about 10 people in the investment club. So that means that we're going to have between $5,000, $7,000 to start buying stocks. And the great thing is we're going to be getting investment training, education. We're going to learn how to look at stocks, look at reports, think about profitability, and then we all, by voting, going to decide which stocks we're going to purchase. And then as we sell stocks and we earn a profit, the money is split equally with everybody who's in the investment club. So that is something that we want to graduate to. So we're going to be launching it this October, and then the investment club opens back up in April of next year. Okay. The 9th step is to make sure that you have adequate life insurance. So we are going to have professionals that's going to come in, that's going to do training on life insurance and making sure that if you don't have adequate life insurance, you can get life insurance, because that's important. And we also going to talk about ways that you can have a couple of life insurance policies for your children, but you can have one life insurance policy that if you start at when they're really young, by the time they graduate high school, that policy could pay their college fund, and they don't have to get into student loan debt. Step 10 is we're going to talk about home ownership. A lot of people are renting right now, so we want to make sure that people are homeowners. But what is different with myEcon is most real estate agents, they'll teach you how to fix your credit and get you into a house. But what they don't give you is an aggressive payoff plan. So what we can show you how to do is, as you built your emergency funds, so you can buy a home and you can take that extra money from your paycheck, put it on top of that mortgage, and instead of having a 30-year mortgage, you can pay that mortgage off in the next 8 to 15 years. Okay. Step number 11 is that once you get your financial house in order and you ain't got out of debt and you have your emergency savings and you are investing and you're building for your retirement, at that point, you can make a decision on whether or not maybe you have a dream business that you would love to launch. That's the time to do it. And we do have some step-by-step blueprints that we can give to you to make sure that if you launch a business, that you launch it so that you can get the greatest success possible. So if you want to launch a business, or maybe you're interested in opening up a little franchise, we're going to put you with some experts that can help you do that. And at that point, you might also want to think about real estate investing. You might want to become an investor and start getting you some rental property. And the 12th step is for legacy building. It is important that you make sure that you get your wills in place, or that you got trust set up in place, because the great thing about myEcon, especially if you decide to build a team and you build residual income, in myEcon, we have a succession clause in our contracts where we can will our downlines and our residual payments to our beneficiaries. So myself, my son is a beneficiary of my myEcon business. So I'm building it big. So if anything happens to me, he will continue to get my monthly payments because I put him in my will and put the business in the will as well. So that's just another option. So this is important to me, and I want to make sure everybody understands this is what we mean by do myEcon. It's not about selling and recruiting. It's about applying the strategies to your life. Okay. Now, the next thing that I want to do is I want to quickly go into the back office. Okay. Okay, can you see my screen?
Yes.
Okay, so what I'm finna do right now is I'm finna quickly run through the back office and the cash flow manager and cash flow strategist, because that is something that is important that I feel that everybody needs to experience. So when I log into my back office, some areas that you need to be aware of. So before, where I talked about you need to download the apps from your phone, you can actually click new mobile apps and it will take you directly. If you pull up your back office through your phone and you click on mobile apps, it'll take you directly to the apps that you need to download to your phone. There is a quick start education orientation that is available to you in your back office. The next thing, before I get into what's included in your membership, what I do want to do is I want to make sure that you go to my account. When you click on my account, let's say you joined the business and you're married, but you didn't put your spouse on your application. You can go into my account, you could go under profile, and you can add your spouse's name to your application. So you and your spouse don't have to sign up separately. It can be all under one application and agreement. Under my websites, if you want to upload a photo to your website, you can do it there to make it more personal. If you want to change your password, that's where you'll go. When you get commissions, okay, so if you ever wanted commissions, are released every Friday. What you want to make sure is that you have set up your direct deposit. So the way to get paid by myEcon is strictly through your bank account, and it is direct deposit. So what you have to do is you have to upload a copy of your driver's license or a photo ID. Now, the name on your photo ID must match the bank account that you use to sign up. That way we ain't got nobody stealing nobody information and setting up fake accounts and stuff like that. But the next step is you're going to set up your bank account. So you're going to put your bank account information in there. And what you're going to do is you're going to take a check, write void across, take a picture, and upload it. If you do not have a check system, you can go to your bank and ask them for a deposit slip with your name and your account number in it because you want to set up your direct deposit. They will print that out for you. It might have void already across it, or you can write it in, take a picture, upload it. Okay, once you have that set up, then your commissions are going to be applied to your bank account. If you do not have it set up and you are owed commissions, they put it in like a holding account. So once your direct deposit is verified, it will release from the holding account and go right into your bank account. I found that when they release the payments on Friday, I get it at my bank, and I'm with Great Lakes Credit Union. I usually get it by Tuesday, no later than Tuesday, into my bank account. If you want to, if your credit card number changed, you want to update your credit card under my business, under my renewal payment, you can go there and adjust your credit card. If you want to cancel your membership, you just click the cancellation button and you're done. We also have a coupon center where people can purchase like $10 coupons. If you want to help fund somebody membership into myEcon, you can actually buy a coupon. It's going to give you a coupon code, and when that person enroll in the business, they can enter that coupon code and get a little discount. So if you want to bless somebody in that way. And that's it for my account. So I want to make sure you know what is under there. The next place that I want you to go to is the store. Under the store, there is a link that says sales aids. When you click the sales aids, here is where you can purchase brochures. So a great brochure that kind of explains the finance educational piece of myEcon is this American Finance. It's basically selling people on why they need to get their financial house in order and how we can help them through this business. So there's brochures. There's a vitamin brochure for our daily ultimate supplements. We have brochures for our ID Defender, our roadside assistance. There's actually a great brochure that talks about the tax advantages of having a home-based business. So I have that brochure, and I have the American Finance brochure. What you can also order from your storefront is business cards. So if you don't have business cards already, you want to click on business cards and you want to purchase your business cards because that's another way to show intent in your business. So right now they have about 5 or 6 different formats that you could choose from. You can get 250 cards for $29.95, or you can go to Vistaprint and make your own. So this is just an option that is available to you. And then you can get 1,000 business cards for $44.95. All right. So now I want to go back out. And another area that you want to look at is the document center. In the document center, you're going to have access to materials that you can download to your computer. So under the training manual, I recommend that everybody download the complete manual. Download the complete manual, because what is in this manual is the tax laws. So we want to make sure that you understand the tax laws and the tax deductions that are going to be afforded to you. So that is in your training manual. So you want to read that. There also in the training manual is what your 1040s look like. There's also examples of Schedule Cs, because now that you're a business owner, all of your business expenses is going to be put on a Schedule C and attached to your 1040. So all of that information is in the new distributor training manual. So you want to download that. And I say take 30 minutes. Take 30 minutes every day and read different sections so that you can understand the business and the tax laws and the tax advantages for having a business. Also under compensation documents is the overview of the compensation plan, and the detail plan is right underneath the overview. So you can download both of them so you can kind of see, you know, how we get paid. Under presentations is actually a corporate presentation that is available to you, as well as talking points with that presentation. Now, because you are on my team, I also can send you the PDF of my personal presentation that I use at the live webinars. That way, if you download it to your computer, if you're with somebody and you're doing a 101, you can pull up my presentation and go through the slides. Or you can print out the PDF, put it into a binder, and use it like a flip chart. So you do have access to my materials as well. And I'm going to be launching a training website in the next 2 weeks where all my personal information and marketing tools is going to be placed there as well. Okay, under reports is where you're going to go if you want to see if somebody placed the order at your website, or if you start building a team and your team members start building a team. Under reports is all the reports for you to see who's in your organization. Now, the next thing that I want to go through, that's pretty much what's in your back office. They do put announcements or meetings and events in there as well. So the next thing I want to go through is I want to make sure that you understand everything that is available to you in your $34.95 membership. So under the financial success membership, the Smart Money Kit. The Smart Money Kit is where you're going to go to get your credit repair education. So as you can see, there are 10 different lessons in here. And you start with the first module and work all the way down to the 10th module. Now, what I do like about it is they have also attached, they got videos. Every module comes with a training video. It also gives you the link where you can click this link and it will pull the free copies of your credit report. So you want to make sure that you pull your free copies, get them saved to your computer so that you can start printing them out and start going through your credit report. Okay. And they give you different brochures. They also teach you credit monitoring, what your credit score looks like. All that is in there. Your dispute letters is in there. They even tell you where to send your dispute letters to, how to increase your credit score. Different things that you can do is all in this module. So this is something that you want to do in between time while you are paying off your debt and building your emergency savings account. Okay. The next thing that is in there is your ID Defender. So in your membership is your access for you to, and I'm going to click this here so that you can kind of see what it looks like. So you just go, it's part of your membership. So you just register for free right there through your back office. And what it's going to do is it's going to start paying attention to your identity. So if somebody take your social security number and they go and get credit cards, they go and get apartments and different things, it is going to notify you when that happens. So if somebody commit a crime using your social or your birth date, they actually scan criminal records to make sure you ain't in there. If somebody take your social security number and they go get a payday loan, you're going to be notified. Also, it tells you, and as you can see, I got 4 new alerts. It tells you if any sex offenders are now in your neighborhood. So this is something for you to pay attention to. There's also a software that you can download to your computer so that they can monitor what's happening online when you're online as well. Now, this service, there's a link to if somebody takes your credit card and they go shopping online, you actually have your ID insurance. So you click and tell them that your identity has been stolen. And what they're going to do is they're going to refund you your money. So if they took your credit card and they bought some stuff online, you're going to be refunded. If somebody took money out your bank account fraudulently, they're going to reverse it. If you have to take off work to go file a police report or take off work because you need to go get a new ID or something like that because somebody stole your identity, they're going to pay you up to $200 a day that you missed at work. So that is part. So you have up to $1 million policy, and this covers you. Now, for anybody who is interested, I believe for an extra $14 a month, the whole family could be covered. So, because people will steal kids' social security numbers and go get utilities in their name, and ruin their credit. So that is a service that is available for you. So make sure that you go into your back office and download that to your computer. And it'll ask you, you can put your social, your birthday, they'll monitor that. If you want to put the credit cards that you use, you can put that in there. They put it in a e-wallet. And if somebody steal your credit cards, they will go and close the accounts for you and get them renewed for you as well. There's also a key logging defense system that you can click that is part of your membership. And what it is is identity theft and encryption software that you can download to your computer, and it's your antivirus. It also it encrypts everything you put in. So if you shop at Amazon and you put in your contact information in the order form, it encrypts it. That way, if Amazon get hacked, they're not getting your personal information, because your personal information went in encrypted. So you want to make sure that you download that software to your computer. That way you're not getting those viruses. Also in your membership is the legal club. The legal club is your free and discounted legal services. So when you click on there, you're going to get a member number. And all you have to do is call the phone number Monday through Friday. And what they're going to do is you're going to give them your member number, and they're going to connect you with an attorney that is in the service area in your local area. So the free things that are included in your membership is your initial phone consultation. There's no time limit, and you can get a phone consultation for every new legal matter that you get into. You also can get face-to-face consultation as well. They will also review legal documents up to 6 pages for free. There's no limit to how many different documents you have them look at. You also get a free simple will as well. They also have an online service where you can create a living will, and all you have to do is fill it out, get it printed, and get a notary, get it notarized and store it someplace, and that's your will. And then if you just got issues you need to talk about, if a person having issues with Social Security or welfare, or you maybe going through immigration laws and things like that, you have an attorney that is there. We also provide discounted legal services. So if you want somebody to represent you in court for a traffic violation, it normally costs about $200. You get it for $89. If you want them to do a trust for you, trusts usually range about $500 for that service. You can get it for $250. So if you want to set up a trust for your children and things like that, it's $250. There are people who might be interested in filing bankruptcy. I know if you go to Peter Francis Geraci, you're paying about $1,500. Well, through the myEcon, you can file for bankruptcy for $750. So that's an awesome discount. If somebody want to get a divorce, I know a lot of people who are separated to this day because they did not have the $1,000 to get divorced. Well, guess what? For $275, we can make it official for you. If you have a business and you want to become a corporation, you want to get incorporated, maybe you want a patent, LLCs, S corps, and things like that. It normally costs about $500. myEcon does it for $295. If you close on a house, it's about $600 for the real estate closing. You can have myEcon attorneys for $250. And then, of course, if you do need them for you really commit a crime and you really need an attorney, you will get a 40% discount on their hourly fee. So just make sure that people go out and get their wills because they're free through your membership. Also, you get tax advice and preparation. So when you click on this link, there is a phone number that you can call so that if you have any tax questions, or if you need somebody to look over last year's tax returns, if you get audited and you need some type of assistance, you can go there. Also, there is a discount travel portal that's really linked to your Priceline. But what I want to do next is I want to talk about your cashback mall. Now, for people who decide that they don't want to sell, they don't want to recruit, but you want to do the wealth strategies. For tax purposes, you can write off your lifestyle, but you have to, number one, have a business. Number two, you have to actively work in your business. So actively working in your business means that, number one, you went and bought some business cards, you bought some brochures. You also have to show an intent of making a profit. You don't have to make a profit. You have to show an intent of making a profit. And a profit with the IRS standpoint is $1. So anytime you made $1, you made a profit. Okay, they don't have no thresholds that saying you got to make $500 a month, you got to have these many customers. That's not it. It's an intent of profit. So I'm going to also show you people who are just building on the strategies and you're not selling the recruiting. I'm also going to show you how you can get intent of making a profit by shopping through your own cashback mall. So in your cashback mall is a number of different department stores that many of you shop at already. But instead of going to the physical locations of those stores, I want you to start shopping through your online cashback mall, because when you do that, every time you make a purchase, it's through your website. So it shows up as a sale. Revenue sale, again, showing intent of making a profit. Plus, you want to shop at your cashback mall because you're going to get cash back every time you shop. So one of my favorite places to go is we stay at Walmart. My mother stay at Walmart. Okay, so anytime I want to buy something from Walmart, so whether I want to buy an iPhone from Walmart or I want to buy my cleaning supplies, my toilet tissue, and things like that, you can order that right through your Walmart store. You're going to pay for it, and then you have two choices. They can ship it to you, or they can hold it at the Walmart for you. So what Walmart would do at the store is they're going to go shopping for you and bag your products up, and they're going to leave it at the front counter. So and then they're going to tell you the window of when to come pick up your products. So they may say you can come pick up your products between the hours of 5 and 6 or 5 to 7. So you go to the front counter and you pick up your products because you're going to have your receipt that you paid for it online. So that's awesome. You don't have to stand in no lines to go shopping at Walmart no more. They do all the shopping online. You can go pick it up. And that's how you do business. So go through the cashback mall and just find different stores that you frequent with. Walmart, I might shop at Avenue. My son has an Xbox, so I stay at GameStop buying games. If you shop at Macy's, if you do your business cards and you want to go through Vista Print, we have a Vista Print there. So go through your Vista Print so that you earn up to 5% cash back when you order your business cards. If you are an internet marketer and you want to create a lead capture page and you want a customized domain name, GoDaddy is back here, and you can purchase your domain, get cash back. If you shop at Sam's Club, Walgreens, GNC, The Gap, my son, I buy some of his jeans from Old Navy. Old Navy is also a store in the back office. You get cash back. If you're going to go to the movies, buy your movie tickets through Fandango, through your cashback mall. It download the tickets, and you take the tickets to the movie theater, and you earn money back every time. Now, what I want you to pay attention to, there is a company in your cashback mall, and it's called restaurants.com. When you click that link, because you get 7.5% cash back. But here's why I want everybody to pay attention to restaurants.com. We are all going out to eat anyway. You're going to restaurants. So when you click on restaurant.com in your cashback mall, you're going to put your zip code in here. I'm just going to put 6004 for North Chicago in here just to use it as an example. And I'm going to click search. And what it's going to do is it's going to list all the restaurants that are in my area. And what you can buy is restaurant certificates at a discount. So basically, you can, let me find somewhere on here that we all have ate. Now, here's the thing. They got restaurants in Highland Park, in Gurnee. I didn't even know we had so many restaurants in our area that you can dine at. Family fishery stuff in Mundelein. I want to go through here. Okay, so Fat Man's is in Gurnee. And they do pizza. Okay, so for example, you can get a $5 certificate for $2, or you can get a $10 certificate for $4. So here's the thing. The minimum purchase at Fat Man's is $10. But let's say you going to Fat Man's and you want to order pizzas for you and your family. You might spend $20, $25, $30 on pizza. But guess what? If you spent, let's say you spent $10 for a pizza, you got a $5 certificate. So you only going to pay $5. So you can go through here and you can find all of the participating restaurants. You know, they got the Pavilion in here. If anybody go to Create Your Own Cheesecake in Waukegan, Big Norm's is in there. If anybody eat at Big Norm's, it is in there. I know 5 Points. If anybody eat at 5 Points, 5 Points is in there. If you eat at C&J's in Zion, they got the best sweet tea ever. But if you eat at C&J's, you can get a $15 certificate for $6. Now, as you can see, their minimum purchase is a little bit high. Most people don't, because I don't spend $45 at C&J's anyway. But wait a minute. I think the last time I went there, it was me, my mama, and my son. I probably did spend that much money, but they got $15 certificates. But they are a new restaurant, so that's probably why their minimum purchase is so high. But there's also Gojo's. There's 5 Points. There's a new bar called Stretches in Waukegan. They are in there as well. You see Subway in Highland Park is in here. There's just so many different restaurants, ice cream shops. There's different places that you can eat where you could just go and pre-buy all your certificates. So if you're going to eat, why not eat at a discount? And every time you buy a certificate, you earn cash back on it. So I love this feature. So I use all my restaurant certificates because I love to eat. So I'll be on it. So I buy my restaurant certificates. I buy my movie tickets. All that is up front, so I get my cash back. Another thing that I want you to see is there's like 4 different travel portals that is in your cashback mall. So you don't have to necessarily go through Priceline. This is Last Minute Travel. They be having all type of promotions that is going on where you can get different discounts on different hotels that you want to go to. So I love that. They also have an awesome cruise portal through Last Minute Travel. Check this out. You can go through, you can get 3 nights in the Bahamas. Now, you might not want to go right now because of the storm that happened in Florida, but you can go, you can fly to Miami and you can have a 3-night getaway cruise in the Bahamas for $289. And, you know, that's on Last Minute Travel. Me personally, I like going to, they have like Western Caribbeans where it's like a 5-day, you fly into Las Vegas and you go to the Western Caribbean for $379. So this is a great portal. I like Last Minute Travel if you want to go on any cruises. Also, through Last Minute Travel, you can also book vacation homes. So if you are planning your vacation, but you don't want to stay at a hotel, you want to stay at a condo, or you want to stay at a house or a bed and breakfast, you can actually purchase all of that through Last Minute Travel, which is through your cashback mall. Okay, so I just want to make sure you know that that is available. Also in your cashback mall, the place that I go to book all of my hotels, I don't necessarily go through, sometimes I go through Priceline for my flights, and you're going to get cash back there as well. And it also shows up as a sale on your website. But I like to use hotels.com. And I love hotels.com because they give you some really nice deals on your different hotels. And also, if you go through Priceline, whenever you book your hotel, you got to pay for your hotel up front. If you go through hotels.com, you don't. It'll book the hotel for you, and you can pay when you get there. So I love that feature of hotels.com. So all I want to do is just make sure that you all are aware of your cashback mall. Do all your shopping through your cashback mall. Groupon is back there. There is so many different things that you can shop at. And again, every time you shop in your mall, whatever you do, it shows up as sales revenue in your back office and on your reports. And that is proof of intent to make a profit. So make sure that you do that. Also, I want to make sure, let's see, you can also on your website, because I want to make sure that you know that as well. Your personal website, you have products, and you can send this website to anybody that you would like to introduce the products to. So the same identity theft protection that you have access to, you can sell to somebody else. The same credit repair education you have access to, you can sell to somebody else. The cash flow manager and the strategies that I'm going to go through, and then we're going to wrap up, you can sell to other people. If people are using Priceline anyway, they can go through your website and you get paid every time they book a flight, every time they book a hotel. Also, under health and nutrition, I want to make sure that I always say that you can make all the money in the world, but if your health is not in order, you're not going to live to enjoy it anyway. So we do have a daily ultimate nutritional supplement. It got all your vitamins. It has all your fruits and vegetables. It has a detox in it. It has anti-aging fruits in it as well. You can purchase a bottle. I tell everybody they should have a bottle in their refrigerator, and I basically drink 2 capfuls every morning. So this is just a way for me to boost my immune system and to fight off disease. Another product in here that you want to share with other people, and I love this product line, it is called Sprayology. And what Sprayology has done is basically taken every over-the-counter drug and they have put it into a liquid spray form. So there is no powders, there is no pills. And we have 26 different sprays depending on what type of issues, problems that you have. So say, for example, I have a spray right here, and it's called Diet Power. And you spray this 3 times under your tongue twice a day, and it will suppress your appetite. So if you're trying to lose weight and you get these urges, I want some chocolate chip cookies, spray this on your tongue and it's going to take that urge away. What I do love about all their products is that it's all organic. So there are no drugs in these sprays. So they're going to use vitamins and fruits and things like that and herbs to relieve your symptoms. I love this Diet Power. Children as young as actually 2 years old can use this. Now, why a 2-year-old be on diet spray? Ain't no reason for it. But if you have a child that's like 8 or 9, 10 years old, and they're on the overweight side, and maybe the doctor is concerned that they're going to grow into maybe an obese adult, you can actually put your child on this Diet Power as well. My son, I have him on allergies because he suffered from allergies horribly. So he was on, what was it called? Zyrtec and another nasal spray. And sometimes he was on Claritin. So what he does now is he sprayed the allergies under his tongue. He sprayed 3 sprays under his tongue twice a day. And now we're not on the Zyrtec or the Claritin or anything like that. Another product that I used is Minnow Power. And this is for people who are, maybe you're over the age of 40 and you starting to feel like you starting to get hot flashes, or you go to sleep at night and you wake up in a puddle of sweat. You are going through hormonal changes. So the Minnow Power is going to prevent that from happening. We also have a spray for people who have really bad cramps during the time of the month. So we have a PMS spray that's available to you. Me personally, I use the B12 and their multivitamin. They have a vitamin that's in spray form, and they have B12. So excuse me, if you find yourself waking up in the morning and you still feeling kind of sluggish, spray this B12 under your tongue. You can spray it up to maybe 4 or 5 times a day, but you can spray 3 sprays under your tongue, and it's going to give you a really amazing energy boost. I also have my son on brain power because my son had been diagnosed with ADHD. So they actually had put him on medication, and the medication that they were putting him on was raising his heart rate. So I've started using the brain power as a natural supplement for him. And what it's doing is it's working. He's not on the medication anymore. Every time he do the brain power, he said it opens up his mind. So basically, it gives you clarity. It allows you to focus more. So even if you find yourself becoming a little bit more forgetful, use that brain power. If you got children who are in college or high school and they're getting ready to take their ACTs, or you're getting ready to take a test, spray your brain power, because it's going to allow you to focus and it's going to give you that clarity, and they're not moving all over the place. We also have a product called Arnica. Arnica is a all-natural pain reliever. So if you suffer from headaches, migraines, if you got knee pain, back pain, joint pain, you spray that Arnica under your tongue and it's going to take away the pain. Now, the brilliant thing of this particular spray is not only can you spray it on your tongue, but you can also spray where it hurts. So you can spray it on your temples of your head to help relieve the pressure of a headache. You can also spray it directly on your knee or your ankle or your lower back and rub it in, and it's going to help relieve that pain as well. So that's the only spray that you can use both orally as well as on your body. Okay, so there's 26 different sprays. We pretty much have a spray for everything. There are people who suffer from colds and flus, and they cannot take over-the-counter NyQuil or things like that. Like my mom, for example, when she get a cold, she can't take Dayquil. She can't take certain pills because it messes up her blood pressure medicine. So she can take the cold and flu relief spray and put it on her tongue without it affecting any medications that she's on. Okay, so tons of products. I recommend that you go through the products, pick maybe 2 or 3 that you like to try, incorporate it in your life, and I guarantee you, you're going to get relief fast, and you can share these bottles with other people and make additional money on the side. So I just want to make sure that you are aware of that. So let's quickly go through the cash flow manager and the cash flow strategist. So I'm going to go back to your financial membership, and I'm going to click on the cash flow manager. You can access the cash flow manager from your computer, or you can access it through your phone. Now, you can set up as many cash flow managers to track as many businesses as you want. You know, I have a number of different businesses that I am tracking. So I'm just going to go into a myEcon just to give you some examples. Okay. So when you log into your cash flow manager, you can enter a new expense. So anytime you spend money, you want to put that receipt in your cash flow manager. Anytime you make money, you want to put it in your cash flow manager. So what I'm going to do right now is I'm just going to enter expense. So when you click on enter expense, you are going to select what type of expense it is. So when you click on the download button, you're going to see if you spend money on advertising. Your $34.95 a month membership, you want to log that into your cash flow manager. There is the option. If you pay your cell phone bill, you're going to put it under communications. I'm doing a training right now. Excuse me, what you say? Tell them you're finna get in the shower and get dressed, and you'll be ready by 1:30. Okay, and you need to pack your bag. Okay, so dues and subscriptions. If you do any books or magazines, that's there. You buy any equipment, you can put that in there. Your home office. If you buy a laptop, an iPad, you buy a office desk, a chair, you're going to log that in there. Your rent that you pay in your house or your mortgage, you want to put that in there. Your utilities. When you pay your utility bills, you need to log those receipts in there. If you pay them with a debit card, take a picture of your bank statement, put it in there. Your interest. If you use a particular credit card to do your myEcon business, you can write off the interest that is associated with that credit card payment, and it's a business expense. Meals and entertainment. Every time you go out to eat, you're going to keep your receipts. You're going to log them under meals and entertainment. Meetings and seminars. Anytime you go to the, we have weekly meetings on Thursdays. We pay $5. That $5 fee needs to go under meetings and seminars. Postage, printing fees, product samples. If you buy samples in your back office, you can buy samples of the Daily Ultimate. You want to put that in there. I added team training prizes because I'm a leader. Transportation. Every time you put gas, get the receipt, log it in your back office. You pay your insurance, log it in your back office. You pay any tolls, you're going to log it into your back office. And here's the reality. If you work a job and you want to make those miles tax deductible, when you leave your house, you need to stop somewhere. Whether it's a Dunkin' Donuts, it's McDonald's, it's Starbucks, get a coffee, whatever you need to do. And then from that location to your job, those miles are tax deductible. When you leave your job, stop somewhere. You can hand out a business card, brochure, whatever, to anybody you see. And from that location to back to your house is tax deductible. So if you leave your house and you go straight to your job, that's not tax deductible. We need you to leave 5-10 minutes earlier, stop somewhere, and then go to your job. Because what we want to do is we want to make as many of your miles tax deductible as possible. Anytime you leave your house, you come to a meeting, those miles are automatically tax deductible. Utilities and wages. Okay, now with wages is if you have a child and they're under the age of 21, you can actually hire them in your myEcon business, and you can have them put your receipts in your cash flow manager. You can hire them to do that. You can pay them up to $6,300, and they do not have to claim that income on their taxes, and you get to write off $6,300 as wages. So all you have to do is set up a custodial account for that child. You're going to pay them by writing them a check or a money order, certified check. They're going to deposit into their checking account. Now, that money that you're paying that child, you're going to use for their living expenses. So if you're finna buy them clothes for school or school supplies, they're in any type of recreational activity, you're going to pay them fees out of what you're paying them. So basically what you're doing is you're paying your child, but at the same time, you're going to use that same money to pay for their lifestyle and make it tax deductible. So that's another advantage of having a home-based business. You can hire your kids, you can hire your spouse, and if you're going to spend money on them anyway, first deposit that money into their bank account so that it becomes a business expense for you. Okay? Now, what I'm going to do is I'm going to put a receipt in really quick. So I'm going to select a receipt. I actually have put a deposit to hold our investment club in there. So what I'm going to do, what am I going to call this? I think I'm going to call it, I'm going to call it a fee. I'm just going to call it a basic fee. And so I'm going to call it a fee. And I'm going to enter the amount. First, let me find that receipt to begin with. Let me find the receipts. Let me look under pictures, myEcon, stocks and select tools. Okay. Okay, so it don't have the date on here, but I paid $100 for an investment fee. Okay, so let me go back to my thing here. Okay, want to make sure you can see me. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to put $100 in here. I paid $100. Okay, the who is going to be myself. The who is Angela Williams, and your who is always you. Okay, my what is investment club deposit fee. Okay, and my where is who I paid it to. So I'm going to say stocks and stilettos. Okay. Now, let's say that you got a receipt because you went out to eat. So if you went out to eat, you're going to select the meals and entertainment as your category. You're going to put the amount of that meal. The who is, let's say you went out to eat with somebody. So you might say the who is Angela Williams and Marta Cunningham, or whoever I was with when I went out to eat. Or it could be me by myself, because I could have my computer at Starbucks or McDonald's and I could be doing business at McDonald's. They have no idea what you're doing, okay? The what is business meeting. Business meeting. So whenever you're eating any type of meals and expenses, it's always for business. Business meeting, business seminar, business workshop, business meeting. The where is the company. So I went to Red Lobster, I went to Dave & Buster's, I went to Starbucks. Okay, that's your where. Now, in my case, I did an investment club, $100, stocks and stilettos. If I wanted to type some notes in here, I could put some notes here, and I could say the start of a myEcon investment club. Maybe I want to put that in there. Okay. Your notes, if you want to, you could put business presentation or marketing session, or anything like that. The next thing you do, it says choose a file. Now, what you can do is you can go and take a picture of all the receipts that you have and put them in your phone. Or if you're using your phone, you could take a picture of your receipt right while you're actually filling out this expense sheet. Okay. In my case, the receipt is already stored to my computer. So I'm finna go find that receipt. And I'm going to put stocks and stilettos. Okay. So I'm going to upload my receipt because I took a picture of it because they emailed the receipt to me. If you want to, you can enter mileage here if you actually went somewhere, but I usually don't. I just log all my miles pretty much at the end of the year, at the end of the week. Okay. Now, what you also have the option to do is if you enter an expense that's going to be repeated every single month, you can select how often this is going to happen. So let's say you logging in your $34.95 for your cash flow manager membership. You can put that expense in here and you can say monthly. And what's going to happen is it will automatically put that expense in your report without you having to type it all in again. So you're going to do that for your membership. You're going to do it for car notes, for rent, for mortgages, because usually those are things that you're going to pay the same amount every single month. So you can go and set that up. Okay. And then I'm just going to click save my entry. Okay. And so now my entry has been saved. Okay. And when you save it, it's just going to pull up your report for the month of some things that you put in. I haven't even put all my expenses in for September, but I'm using this for training purposes. Now, as you can see here, right at the top, it says monthly recurring entry, $34.95 cash flow manager. Now, I can say confirm, and it'll go ahead and put it all in my reports automatically. Okay. Now, what you can do is once you enter these receipts, you can run a report. Like I can run a report and I can go all the way back to January if I want to. Let's say you go all the way back to January 1st. And this is a dummy account, so it's not actual. But I say from all the way from January 1st, here's all the things that you entered in. This is the report that you're going to be able to save to your computer. You can print it, you can save it, download it. You can send this file to your tax preparer. So when they're filling out your Schedule C and they trying to figure out how much you spent on meals and entertainment, it's right here. This is also your audit proof. So if you submit your tax returns and the IRS say that, okay, I want a schedule of these business expenses that you have listed. Guess what? This is the schedule that you are going to print out and mail to the IRS. And when you click receipt, it's going to download the receipt so that you can actually print it out and send it to the IRS, because all the IRS want to know is if the dollar amount you saying, do you have a receipt to justify what you're saying? That's all an audit is. So as long as people not lying and putting crazy numbers and they're not doing any tracking, then you could get in trouble, okay? But your audit proof if you track your life. So everything you do, track it. That's all you have to do. And this is going to keep you IRS compliant. And so what you're going to be able to do as you fill this out correctly and you add your income in there as well, you're going to be able to print out a profit and loss, which is basically an income statement. Now, I haven't entered any income in this one, but if I had, you will see your income and then you'll see all your expenses. Now, as you can see, with this dummy account, I'm cash flow negative. Okay, so that means I'm spending way more money than I got coming in. Okay, so what your income that you're going to put in here, you can also put your income from your job if you want one place to keep all your records. But you're also going to put the income in here of your commissions that you earn from myEcon. So that's all in here. So you got a P&L to know what your cash flow is doing at any point in time. So with this cash flow manager, you can also enter your income. So for example, I'm going to put a commission check. And let's say I'm going to say this commission check was for today. And let's say that commission check was $2,000. Who? Angela Williams. This is my commission check. What? I'm going to say my myEcon commission check. And then the where is just going to be myEcon, and I might say monthly or something like that. It doesn't really matter. The main thing is that you say it's a commission check to you for how much, and that's the dollar amount. And what you can do is myEcon, when you earn a commission, they put a report in your back office. Take a picture of that commission, because it gives you a commission detail of how much you were paid, who you were paid on, and all of that. So you can take a picture of that and upload it, and there you go. You got some commissions. So I'm going to save that entry. I'm going to go back to my P&L. And as you can see, for the month of September, I got $2,000 in commissions. I only had $150 in expenses. Boy, I'm cash flow positive. Okay. But this is great. I love this tool because it kind of shows you areas where you can find things that you can eliminate out of your life. So this is the cash flow manager, the power of the cash flow manager. And this is what we want to make sure that everybody that you bring into this business, they got the app on their phone so they can do expenses from their phone, or you can log into your back office. You can do it. I love it through the phone because you can track your miles. The next thing that I want to run through really quickly is the cash flow strategist. Now, this is your financial planning software. Everyone that comes into myEcon, I want you to create your cash flow strategist, okay? Because you don't know how you're going to retire, what you're going to have in retirement, what your magic number is if you do not set a goal and track it. So what you're going to do is you're going to click on cash flow strategist. Then you're going to click the button that says create a new cash flow strategist. When you create a new cash flow strategist, this is what it looks like. You're going to name it, so you can just put your name there, and then it's going to ask you a series of questions. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go back out to mine. So part A is where you're going to enter information into your cash flow strategist. So here's my name. I said Angela Williams. This is my aggressive retirement plan. Okay, so it's really over the top. So the first thing they make you do is they make you create your priorities. What is your financial goals and priorities? So they list a number of goals that you might want to achieve. And what you're going to do is you're going to list the top 5. You're going to number them. So what matters to you the most, you're going to enter a 1 next to it. So my number 1 goal was to increase my income. My number 2 is I wanted to build my retirement account. Then 3 could be buy a new, my second home. 4, I said launch a new franchise. 5, reduce my taxes. Now, for some people, it might be increase cash flow, pay off my debt, and then build my retirement. So it depends where you are in life, but you need to put those goals in there. You want to number them. The second section, this is your retirement planner. So the first question you're going to answer, what is the least amount of income you want to have coming in month after month after you retire? So whenever you want to retire, whether you're in your 30s, 40s, 50s, and 60s, how much you want to have coming in every month to maintain your lifestyle. In my case, I said I want $7,000 a month. Coming in when I got my feet kicked up doing nothing, I want $7,000 coming in every month. The second question they ask you is, what year at the latest do you want to retire? So when do you want to retire? Put that year in there. I said 2025, so I'm aggressive, 2025. The third question is, how much of your monthly retirement income do you expect to receive from Social Security or your paid pension plan? So do not include your 401k. Don't include any IRAs. Just, you should be getting a Social Security letter from the government telling you how much you can expect in your Social Security payments every month. Put that amount in there. If you work for a company that is giving you a pension, you work for the government, put that monthly amount you expect to get in your pension in line number 3. Line number 4, what is the value of your investment portfolio now? Not including your pension, not including Social Security benefits. If you have money in a 401k or a 403b, if you have money in an IRA, you're going to put that in line 4. So what I'm saying is that I have $74,000 saved right now in an investment vehicle. Okay. Line 5, how much money do you currently invest for your retirement? Now, for some people, that number is 0. Okay. But for training purposes, I'm already investing $450 a month. You know, for some people, it's $50. Some people it's $100. Some people it's 0. Number 6, how much additional money are you planning to invest? I put 0. If I'm already putting in $450, I'm saying right now, no extra money that I have right now. Number 7, how much money do you have set aside for emergencies? So this is asking you, do you have your emergency savings account set up? Do you got $1,000 right now? Do you got $3,000? Do you got 6 months? In this purposes, I said I got $11,000. Okay, I put that in there. For some people, that's going to be 0. Okay. 8, do you feel you currently have a plan in place to accomplish your retirement goals? For 100% of the people, it's no. Nope, you ain't got a plan, because if you had it, you wouldn't even be in myEcon. Okay. Step 3. Remember how I told you to get all your debt together, get all your bills together. This is where you're going to list all your bills, your car note, your mortgage, all those debt you got to pay down, those student loan payments. You're going to write how much you owe, and you're going to write your minimum payment. So list all your debts there. The 4th step is all your recurring monthly expenses. These are things that you spend money on every single month, whether you need to spend it or not. But these are things that could automatically be coming out your checking account, or things that you know you pay every month. So car insurance, cell phone bills. I put storefront because I also have another business outside of this. Your utilities, your cable. If you're paying for different websites, you want to make sure that you put that monthly recurring expenses in there. So you're going to write currently how much you're spending, and then if you find a way to save costs, you're going to enter new monthly costs. So if you're paying $200 of car insurance, I'm going to tell you to shop around. You may find another policy that gives you the same or more coverage for less money. So your new monthly account is your new amount, and that way they can see monthly savings, and that's going to increase your cash flow. If you're paying $200 for cable, you might need to get you a Fire Stick and you might need to lower that cable bill so you have additional cash flow. Once you save that, that's going to be saved into your strategist. Now, the next thing that you're going to do is you're going to go back and click the cash flow strategist link, and you're going to click part B. Now, part B goes into your retirement. So basically, it's giving me a snapshot. I want $7,000 a month, every single month when I got my feet kicked up. I got $3,000 that's going to be coming from Social Security or a pension. What that's telling me is if I got $3,000 that's coming from Social Security and a pension, I need $4,000 a month in order for me to be making $7,000 a month, okay? So how am I going to get that extra cash flow? Well, line 4 is telling me that I'm going to have to build an asset of $600,000. So that means that I need to have in my 401k, in all my investment vehicles, $600,000. And that's paying me at 8% interest, which is very modest. Okay, now what else is on here is on line 7. It tells you how much additional I need to be adding to my investments to hit that number. So I'm already investing $450. I need to be investing $608. So what they telling me is I need to increase my savings by $158. Where's that $158 going to come from? I could sell some product. And that could add an extra $158. Now, the next section is if you decide to promote your myEcon business. It asks you in step 1 for business income, how much additional cash flow you expect to get out of myEcon. Now, for some people, if you're not promoting your business, that might be 0. For some people, it might be $200 a month, $600 a month. For training purposes, I put $4,000 a month. I'm a leader. I should be making over $4,000 a month. Step 2 is your tax withholding. Once you adjust your W-4, you're going to put in how much additional cash flow you are getting in your paycheck. You're going to put that right here. All right. Now, they're also going to do a spreadsheet of all of your debt. And they got a debt elimination too. So step 4. So when you fill out section A and you fill out section B, it's going to give you calculations. So basically what it is telling me, from my debt reduction, I put in a car note. I owe $10,000. I'm paying $450 a month. So what they are telling me is, since I said I'm making $4,000 a month from my myEcon business, you're going to put that $4,000 on top of that $450 car note, and I'm going to pay that $10,000 balance off in 3 months. So what they're telling me is by 2017, I will be debt free. So this is an example. So once you put all your debt, put your income, put your cash flow in there, it's going to tell you when you will be debt free. This is the gold mine. It's telling you when you're going to be debt free. And it's going to tell me that once I'm debt free, I'm going to have $4,950 in additional cash flow. I can take that and throw that all the way into my retirement account, or I can take $1,000 and go on vacation and blow it, do whatever I want to do, but I'm debt free. But I got $4,950 coming in every single month. And so what this schedule is going to tell me, if I take that extra income now that I'm debt free and I put it into an investment vehicle, it is telling you how your assets is going to grow over time. Now, in my case, I started with $274,000 when I came into myEcon. So as I put this $4,000 in, what they're telling me is by 2021, I'm going to have $690,000. That's my goal. They told me I needed $600,000 in order for me to earn $7,000 a month in interest payments to live off of. That's how I get there. Now, mine is absolutely aggressive. If you're not building a downline, you're not selling product, your timeline is going to be longer. But the reality is you still know what your timeline is, and you have a plan of action. Now, as your income increase, you're going to go back and change these numbers. As you pay off debt, you're going to go back in here and change your numbers. So you want to update your cash flow strategies every single month. So I usually do it the first week of the month based on last month's items. Okay, so this is just a running plan. This is your financial plan. Now, here's what's going to happen with that cash flow strategist. Once you got that set up, where is it on here? Let me see what number C. What's in C? Now, when you hit C, it's going to print out. So if I was working with somebody and we did a retirement planning session and I tell them to bring all their bills, we're going to sit down and we're going to go through this together. And we're going to fill out the sections. And then I'm going to click C, and this is their report. And I can print out this report, put it in a pretty binder, and tell them this is your financial plan. So it's almost like being financial planners, but we're not financial planners, but we are helping people with their income. So that's an awesome piece right here. Now, let me see in here. There is a tool. Once you fill out once you're doing your cash flow manager, and once you fill out your cash flow strategist, when you click under tools, you'll see something that says balance sheet. And all you do is click new and it'll name your balance sheet. So when you name your balance sheet, I'm going to say Angela Williams Investments. In your balance sheet, you're going to put your checking account. What's in your checking account? What's in your savings? What's in your money market accounts? You know, if you got any treasury bills, if you own any stocks, you can put the values in there. How much you're getting in your pension, you can put that in there. Now, what is also in here under assets is your principal residence. You only put the value of your house if that house is paid. If that house is not paid for, you leave it blank. If you have a car, you can put the value of your car here. But if that car is not paid for, leave it blank. The second part of the balance sheet is your liabilities. So if you have student loans, whatever the balance of that student loan, put it in there. If you have a home and that home is not paid for, you put the balance of what you owe on that mortgage here because it is a liability. It does not become an asset until it's paid for. The same with your auto loan. If you haven't paid off your car, put whatever you owe less on auto payments in that amount. In that empty space, that blank, you could put other liabilities like, you know, your bills and things like that. Now, when you're done with this and you click save and the changes, when you enter B, it's going to give you your balance sheet. So that P&L, when I was cash flow negative, it tells you how much money you make and whether or not you're profitable. And if it's negative, you know you need to increase your cash flow so you can get out of it. The balance sheet tells you how much you're worth. So if you put all your assets in, but you got more liabilities than you have assets, you have a negative net worth. So that means you need to get out of debt and you need to increase your cash flow. So the balance sheet is a snapshot of your wealth. And as you can see from this example, I ain't got no wealth because I'm negative wealth. I ain't got nothing to give to nobody about nothing, okay? So if you have insurance policies, your insurance policies is an asset. So the value in your insurance policy, you're going to put under assets as well. But this also gives you an idea when you get in the market to make sure that you have adequate life insurance. So if your net worth is a negative 199, then you want to make sure that you have an insurance policy that's over 199 because that's going to cover and pay off your cars. It's going to pay off your mortgage. And what you want to do is you want to will that property to your children. Because if you don't put it in the will, the state takes over it. And I ain't giving the state nothing, okay? They're not going to decide who's going to get anything of mine. So you want to make sure that is in your will. So you got P&Ls, you got balance sheets, you got your financial planning, you got everything you need to make this business work. And you also have my, we back to, you know, the game plan and the strategy that is available to you. So the last thing that I'm going to admit, and we're going to go ahead and wrap this up, is the compensation plan. I just want to make sure for those people who are interested in building leverage, I just want to make sure that you understand really quickly how the compensation works, because it's really quite simple. So I do have a system in place that will show you how to hit any rank that is in myEcon and how to do it the fastest. Okay, it is called the power of 2 and 5. So what you're going to do is you're going to sponsor your very first 2 business partners. So on the up left hand side, you're going to see I sponsored 2 business partners. So on myEcon, they paid $35 to get in. I'm going to make $10 each on my first 2 business partners. What also I earn is a 50% check match on whatever they earn within the company. So if my first person built a commission check of $5,000, I'm going to get $2,500. If my second person built a commission check of $10,000, then I'm going to make $5,000. Let me go back to that. Okay, so your first 2 people. So come into myEcon, sponsor your first 2 people. Now your first 2 people roll up into your upline base shop. Okay, so that's why you're earning a 50% check match on what they do, but they're not counted in your numbers because they roll up to your upline. So when you sponsor your first 2 people, you are going to get a rank advancement to the rank of EVP. When you become the rank of EVP, you qualify for 100% commissions. So my system teaches you sponsor 2 and then sponsor 5 more. When you sponsor those 5 more, instead of earning $10, you're going to earn $35. So they paid $35 to join. The next week, you're going to get $35. So if you sponsor 5 people, you're going to get 35, 35, 35, 35, 35. Now, here's where it gets really, really, really good. Okay. So when you sponsor your first 5 people, those 5 people fall into your base shop. So look at the bottom left-hand side. That is your base shop. Now, what I love about the base shop is it has a compounding effect in the base shop. So what you're going to do is you're going to teach your 5 new people that are in your base shop. You're going to teach them my system. Sponsor 2 people, sponsor 5 more. Sponsor 2 people, become EVP, sponsor 5 more. So each one of these 5 people, in order for them to become an EVP, they got to sponsor 2 people. But what did I say? The first 2 people that you sponsor roll up to your upline. So your first 2 people is in your upline's base shop, but your 5 people that you brought into the business, they first 2 people fall in your base shop. So what happens is they first 2 people is in your base shop, and you're going to make $25 for each one of those people. So your first person, they gave you 2, 25, 25. Second person came in, they gave you 2, 25, 25. Third person, fourth person, fifth person gave you 2. So you're going to get 25 times 10, because 5 people becoming EVPs will leave behind 10 new people in your base shop. So you're making $25. But this is where it get good. Before I talk about how those 5 people, once they become EVP, they move because they EVPs. But those 2 people that they left behind, those are the 10 new people that you need to be spending your time with. And you start working with them and you help them learn the strategies. You make sure they W-4s are shifted. You make sure they doing the cash flow strategies. Guess what happens? Those 10 new people that you're working with, they got to follow the system. So they got to sponsor 2 people. So their 2 people are going to go into your base shop. Everybody in your base shop, in order for them to become EVPs, have to give you 2. So every time a new person is added to your base shop, they add 2. So those 10 that you had from your original 5 people, they're finna move because they want to be EVPs. They want their base shops just like you do. So they're going to leave behind 2 people. So this person left behind 2. This person left behind 2. So those 10 people is going to leave behind 20 new people. you're going to get $25 times 2. So the compounding effect, you want to work that base shop like nobody business, because every one person is worth 2 to you. So that's the compounding effect in your base shop. So you keep earning 25, 25, 25, 25, 25 forever. Okay. Like for right now, when I look at my reports, I got 30 people, 35 people. So I'm just going to say 30 people. I got 30 people in my base shop. If I work with those 30 people and help them get to EVP, and I help them by doing their presentations for them, when they become EVP, they're going to leave behind 60 new people. So I'm getting 60 times 25, and now I got 60 new people to start working with. So I don't have to go around begging people to join my business. I ain't got to necessarily advertise and get new people. Just work with the people that I got and help them get to EVP, because that's going to leave behind new people, business partners to work with. Now, once anybody in your organization becomes an EVP, they move from your base shop to the right side of this presentation. So when you look at the right side, it's called generation. So what happens is all your EVPs and everybody that joins their team after they become an EVP will fall in your generation. So what will happen is everybody who comes into your EVP's business, you're gonna make, depending on your rank, $3 to $15 for each person they bring into the business, and everybody that they people bring into the business, to infinity. Okay, so if I use Marta as an example, Marta was not my first 2 team member, okay, but she was one of my personals. So when she joined the business, I would have made $35. Then I'm going to say to Marta, this is the system that I got. And if you follow this system, it will build your team. You will hit every rank on autopilot. She said, okay, Angie, what I need to do? Girl, I need you to go sponsor 2 people, become an EVP, and then go sponsor 5 more. Marta, go do that. When she sponsored her first 2 people, her first 2 people are in my base shop. So I make 25 when I help those people become EVPs. But now that Marta is an EVP, she's in my generation. And you and everybody else in Marta's organization is in my generation. So anytime Marta sponsors somebody, if you sponsor somebody, if somebody that you sponsor somebody, because I'm an infinity, I get $15 every time somebody new comes into my organization, and it don't matter who brought them in. Now, if you are EVP, you're going to make $3. If you are EVP Gold, I believe you're going to make $7.50. And if you are a Platinum, I believe you make $12. Don't quote me on this, but you're in the range between $3 to $15, depending on what your rank is. Now, that's what you do to build some right now money. Okay, so the only thing you need to bring in is 7 people. 2 get to EVP, and then 5, and then work with those 5 and help them each get 2. And the cycle just keeps compounding and compounding and compounding. Now, over time, after 6 months of everybody paying their little $35 a month membership, the residuals kick in. So what that means is that you, depending on your rank, make $1 to $8 for every membership that runs every single month to infinity forever. So what I tell people do is, if they're interested in building leverage, if they're interested in building a big organization, if they're interested in $10,000, $20,000, $50,000 a month, then you want to focus on building it big. And then in 6 months, when those residuals kick in, oh my goodness, you're getting paid every single month that them people pay. They $34.95, and you're getting paid in your sleep. And I'm telling you, I just had surgery. I didn't just have surgery, but I had surgery the very last of August. So I have actually been on bed rest, and I have not gotten to the back going yet. I'm gonna try to get out next week. But I have been in bed for the past 4 weeks, pretty almost going on 4 weeks now. But I still got paid every single week, and I didn't do anything. And that is because I have built an organization big enough to where that organization is paying me. And if that's your goal, this is how you do it. And it is so simple. It's really so simple, because the reality is all we're selling is education. We're selling people how to apply the strategies. We're sharing with them techniques that they can use to get extra cash flow so that they can get out of debt and they can fix their credit and they can start building their retirement. And then we help them plan a strategy for firing their boss by showing them how to use the cash flow strategist. And we make their life tax deductible by teaching them how to use the cash flow manager for tax reporting purposes. So that's the beauty of myEcon. And it's really quite simple. And that's pretty much it of this business. You have actually made it through new consultant training. And I was able to record this. So if you ever want to go back and you want to listen in and look at things, or if you enroll a new business partner, you want to send them this link so that they can start getting a training. I'm gonna make sure that Marta have sent you the link for the money management workshop, so you can see what I was talking about, getting your foot wet and starting on investments. And sit down and work with her when you get ready to do your cash flow strategist, you know, to get your bills and make sure that that's filled out correctly. And just follow the system. Follow the system, follow the plan. Make sure that you are shopping in your cash back mall. So before you go to the store, look and see if that store in your cash back mall first. If y'all gonna go eat, go and investigate and see if restaurants that you eat in is there, and get your certificates up front. If you're gonna go to the movies, buy your movies from your back office. So every time you spend money, you make money. And then make sure that you pick 2 or 3 sprayologies.
Okay.
And incorporate this into your health.
Okay.
Because that's the missing piece. Because there's a lot of people making money, but they sick.
Right.
You know? So we want to get you to a point where this business is working for you. You're healthy and you wealthy.
Okay.
And that's it. Do you got any questions?
Not really. Oh man, it's a lot of stuff.
I know it. I did a huge brain dump. And so
I have to take advantage of it. I do have the cash flow manager downloaded on my phone, but I just need to take advantage of the tool.
Yes.
And I haven't done that.
See, start doing that. Incorporate it in your life, because that's how you sponsor other people, because you could talk about your own personal experience.
Right. And that makes all the sense in the world.
Yeah. And when you start showing people that I'm paid off my car note, I'm paid off a credit card, I'm fixed my credit, they gonna pay attention to you.
Right.
You know, so the business is easy. We ain't gotta be super salespeople. We just gotta live the myEcon life and apply the strategies. That's it.
Right. Okay.
And so as any questions come to mind, get back to Marta, or you got my phone number. You can call me, you can text me, and I will answer any questions that you have. Get going, mama.
Okay, I know I'm gonna have questions, definitely. Once I start implementing everything, I'm sure I'm gonna have questions. But I'll keep that in mind, definitely. Yeah.
Okay. So I just want to thank you for your time. And I'm excited to see what you do with this business. I can't wait to see what your retirement account is going to look like. I just can't wait for all of it.
Okay. All right.
Thank you for your time.
Thanks. No problem. No problem at all.
Okay.
Thank you.
Bye-bye.
Okay, bye.
All right.